Hey guys, welcome back to Tower of God New World. In today's video, I wanted to talk about leveling your spots in the Shinsu link because I've had some people comment and message me saying that I'm leveling my Shinsu wrong, essentially. And I just wanted to talk you guys through why I'm doing what I do. And I'm not telling you guys you have to do it this way. I think it's situational. I think you can make your own decision. You're probably a big boy or girl out there. But I just wanted to go through why I'm doing it my way to see if it might be something that you want to do. Now, essentially what I'm doing here is I am leveling all my lower level slots, my 4 lower level slots by 1, and then my power carry by 1 as well. Now, what people often tell me is like I should get him to 141, then leave all these guys at 121, and then level one of the next ones up to 141, then one of the next ones up to 141, next ones, and next ones. The reason I'm not doing that is because I am using a hyper carry hats, and he is the one that really matters with his stats. He's the one that needs the most. And yes, I get that level 140 to 141 is going to give you a bigger stat increase than going from level 139 to 140, for instance. I get that, but the thing is my other characters don't need that stat buff as much, because ideally when I'm playing, my 3 supportive units should hopefully be being positioned, and I should be using my team appropriately that they can survive. Yes, not every battle they will, and sometimes it takes 200 retries to get there, but eventually they will. And then my tank is an invincibility tank. I've gotten his friendship up to give him the extra evasion, which helps, but he's got the invincibility, so I'm not too stressed on him. The thing that really matters is my hats, because he is in melee range taking damage, so I need as much mitigation as possible, and he's also dealing the entire damage of the team, so I want his damage as much as possible. And for instance, in this next wave, if I got him to 141, all these guys to 121, which I'm very close to doing, if then I stopped with hats and I just went, say, got this slot up to 141, then this slot to 141, then that whole period of getting the other 4 slots up to that next limit break of 141, my hats is getting no benefits and he's not getting any increases, which means he's not going to be doing anything extra, which I need every bit of damage out of my hats. He's not completely maxed. He's like five copies away from being maxed, and hats in general is not the best damage dealer. He needs that investment. So getting him those stats is what I want to do. So like I said, the way I've been doing it is leveling these one at a time and then putting 1 into him so that he is staying permanently 20 levels above the rest, because he is the most important unit in my team. Now, I can definitely see the argument for the other way. If, say, you've got like a main tank and a main damage dealer and your tank doesn't have invincibility or something like that, or if you're using a damage dealer like someone like Wang, then that kind of makes sense because his damage is so high anyway, so then bringing other units in front that can survive for longer is going to make sense. Whereas for me, Hats is there. He needs to mitigate damage, he needs to avoid damage, and he needs to deal damage. So here's the one that I need to put everything into. So like I said, I'm not telling you have to do it this way. I'm not saying this is the right way. I just wanted to explain my logic for it, and that is the way I'm going to continue to do it for the foreseeable future. I just think it is the best play for my account personally, and I'm still on my 7th day of play. We're on to our 8th day of logins on this account, and I feel like we're pushing. Oh no, we're on our 8th day of play, 9th day of login. Sorry, and honestly, I feel like we're pushing pretty decent at 13-36 in 8 days on a free-to-play account. Now, we had been pushing at about a 3x deficit. 13-20 stumped me super hard because I had an Evan Kell, and dude, that chick's savage. So, we're just under a 3x deficit, and this is the kind of thing I've been using, sometimes subbing out for the bomb as well. But yeah, this is sort of where we're at. And like I said, if you look at the way my team functions, now sometimes my supports do die, but with enough retries, I am normally able to get it. And I want to give you guys a quick account update after this on what I've been doing with summons and stuff like that. But if we jump over and look at this, you can see like the principle is like, okay, I've got my Zahad up there. Okay, she died. Once again, this comes down to RNG. If I play enough retries, I will get it to a point where she actually survives. And this is where I'm at the game. It's like you take a million retries to get it close to working. And once you see it close to working, you try it about 1,000 more times and then you get the victory. It's essentially the way I've been pushing the last few chapters. So let's jump in. Let's see if we can get one to work. And if not, I'll show you the replay. But essentially, we've got the Zahad up there. And the Zahad data is there. You can see he's still alive. He's got his invincibilities. Now, if I had a data Mashini, it'd be even more reliable. But the one that's really needing those stats is my Hats, because he's right up there in the front lines, taking the damage, but also dealing all the damage. And he needs every little bit of damage he can get, because he's definitely not one-shotting characters at this stage, at this deficit. So once again, I might just come back if we do one and then show you like the ideal layout for this one. Now, the reason I'm bringing Hua in, because she allows me to target the little kid with the baseball glove, because that dude is annoying as hell because he jumps to my back row and tries to snipe it. So I'm bringing her in because once I get her to survive, she makes my whole team target him and we nuke him down. And it's maybe like 1 in about 10 replays that we get that RNG lineup so that it works. So what I'll do is I'll come back once we get a decent replay. Like, we're not going to clear it right now, I don't think, but I'll get a decent replay and show you the sort of principle that I'm operating off of. Okay, so here we go. Here's a replay. I end up swapping my support over. We like forgoing the entire faction bonus. I was just playing around with RNG. This is not my ideal team. I think I got to go back to one of the light supports, but I was just testing this, and this is a basic look at what I eventually try and get to with my teams on the replays. So let's see. Let's put it on 1 time speed. So essentially what happens is we got Zahad up there being immune to damage. We got our Hats there taking damage. And as you can see, we're just trying to make sure our Hua survives. Now this time she does. You can see Baseball Boy comes down here. Hua gets her flame up to get to him. We get the Evan ult. We're all surviving. That's what we wanted to do. Now we're nuking down little Baseball Glove Boy with my whole team, thanks to the Hua allowing us to target him down. We're still invincible thanks to Evan. And Evan's ult is just about back up. So we're going to come out of it. Unfortunately, that big Yuri's just an absolute pain. The ult kills everyone. We get another Evan ult running. We are running with just the Hats in here. And like I said, he has to avoid damage. He has to mitigate as much as he can, and he has to deal as much as possible. So if he was lower leveled, he'd be taking more damage and dealing less. And yes, those others would have a little bit more survival, but realistically, they probably wouldn't be just living against those Yuri ults flat out, and that is the approach I've been taking. Now, it also depends on your enemies and stuff like that. Maybe in certain stages, yes, it might be better for me to have like 2 characters at 141 and the rest at 121, but essentially I like this process of leveling my characters fairly evenly, my bottom 4 evenly, and keeping my main carry 20 levels above them. Once again, I'm not telling you this is what you have to do, this is what you should be doing. I think it's very individual on a person's playstyle and their account themselves. But I think using this strategy, it's been quite successful for me. I don't think I'd be like 5 chapters ahead if I was using the other strategy. And I do think on my account personally, this is probably the best way for me to do it. But once again, you do you, experiment. I always recommend experimenting in these games. You know, these games are very much experiment, test things and see how they go. And that's the way you're going to find out everything. And dude, can they please fix the loading screens? Dude, it's too long in loading screens, this game. But yeah, that's my take at the moment. As you can see, you're always going to get replays where you just insta die and you just got to keep retrying. And eventually one day, may the RNG be with you. But that's pretty much all I wanted to go through on that. Wanted to give you guys a quick update. I've been a bit greedy. I've kept summoning. So every time I get summon tickets, I have been summoning. I'm up to 130 now because we keep getting some summon tickets. I've been saving all my gems waiting for to see if there's a new banner or something like that. But I did want to keep my summon income coming. And obviously that allowed me to get my Hats to 4 stars on the yellow and get him to that constellation upgrade. And now we only need the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dupes to get him maxed out and starting with that extra energy, which is going to be really nice. So I didn't want to completely stop summoning, so I have been doing some. Don't worry, my rates haven't been crazy. I got a Hats at the pity that I selected. I also got another Hats, and I think I got another bomb as well. And then I think we also got that assassin early on in this 200 pulls, and that's about all we've pulled. We haven't had the greatest luck, but hey, it's deservedly so because we had god tier luck in the previous 400. But anyway, guys, that is it for today's video. Thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.